I'm Dulcie, and I'm with Sunrise on Wheels, Long Island. Today, I'm going to show you how to sew a ditty bag. These can be made in any size and any fabric, and they're really easy to make. Sewing is one of my favorite pastimes, and I've been doing it since I was a young girl. And one of the first things I ever made was a ditty bag, so I hope you enjoy this. To make the ditty bag, you need several supplies. You need scissors, pins, thread, another small scissor, a sewing needle, and some cording to go through the top of the bag. You also need fabric. I'm using this, but you could use an old t-shirt, an old pair of jeans, a blouse that you don't use, a shirt, anything that you like, you could use to make this bag. You can also make it any size. This is a rectangle. I'm going to be making a square. It all depends on what you want to keep in it. Maybe you want to carry around a deck of Uno cards, or maybe you want to carry some makeup, or maybe even sewing supplies. So you can decide ahead of time what shape you want. I cut out a piece of paper in the shape that I want as a little pattern. And I'm going to put it on my fabric, which is 2 pieces facing each other. And I'm just going to pin it on so it doesn't move too much while I'm cutting. Now I'm going to take my scissors and cut along the outside edge of the pattern. Now you can take your pins out and your pattern pieces are all ready to go. Now whenever you're sewing, you always put the right sides of the fabric together. That's the side that shows the pattern or the print, whatever you'd like, but those 2 pieces should face each other. And then we're going to sew a seam down this side, across the bottom, and up this side, leaving about 1 inch here, and we're going to stop there. So I'm going to start sewing. I've threaded my needle with some white thread and put a knot at the end, but you can use any color thread you would like. Now, keeping the 2 pieces together and the edges even, and about 1/2 inch in from the edge, you just have to go up and down to sew these 2 pieces together. And I try to do several stitches at once. It just makes it go a little faster. Okay, I'm coming up the last edge here. And as I said, I'm going to leave about an inch down from the top edge, and you'll see why I'm going to do that in a minute. Okay, I'm just gonna cut off my excess thread. And now, in order to make the casing on the top here, we have to turn down the top edge like that. And for this, I like to pin it in place so it doesn't slide around too much. You just turn down the whole top edge. And this is where I left it open a little bit. So just fold it down to where you sewed to, and continue to pin. Now I'm going to take my needle and thread again to make a knot at the end here. And if you don't know how to make a knot in your thread, you put it at the end of your finger, you roll it around a couple of times, and you roll it off the end of your finger. Well, just put it like that, and just pull it down, and it makes a knot. And now, we're going to do that same kind of stitch. It's actually called a running stitch, all the way around the bottom of that casing. Okay, I'm almost at the end. Cut my thread and take out my pins. Now you can turn your bag inside out, and you can see that you have a nice little bag for whatever you'd like, but we still have to put the string through. Now, I didn't have any regular ribbon or anything like that, so I just am using some cording that I have. But you can use ribbon, or you can use yarn, any kind of string really. And usually I use a safety pin, but I couldn't find a safety pin, so I'm using this needle that it's not sharp at the end, so it can't hurt you. It's called a blunt needle. And I'm putting my string through there, and I'm finding this little opening that we left when we sewed. And I'm just going to pull the ribbon or yarn or cord, whatever you're using, right through the top here. And you have to work with it a little bit to get it to come through, but it usually gets through without a problem. And you'll come out the other end. There we go. It's all the way through. It's a little long for this, but that's okay. And then I usually just put a little knot at the end so it doesn't slide back through. And this lacing technique is a good thing to know if you pull the lace out of your hoodie or your pajama pants. Now you'll know how to get it right back through and not have a problem. So here's your finished ditty bag. You can put whatever you want in it, and you'll look very stylish. I hope you have a lot of fun making tons of ditty bags. See you soon.